In the early 20th century, as the world moved swiftly into a new age of progress, one ship became the symbol of human ambition and luxury: the RMS Titanic. The White Star Line, a famous British shipping company, had a vision: to build the largest and most luxurious ship ever to sail the seas. A ship so magnificent that people would talk about it for generations to come. They named it Titanic, after the giants of Greek mythology, and its name alone promised greatness. Construction began in 1909 at the Harland and Wolff shipyards in Belfast, Ireland. Thousands of workers toiled day and night, crafting the massive steel hull, installing state-of-the-art engines, and designing lavish interiors fit for royalty. For over 2 years, the Titanic grew, taking shape like a colossal floating city, until finally, in 1912, the world beheld the marvel they had created. Measuring 882 feet long, with towering decks and 4 majestic funnels, the Titanic was not just a ship. It was a wonder of modern engineering. It had 16 watertight compartments designed to keep it afloat even in the worst conditions, earning it the nickname Unsinkable. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic's long-anticipated maiden voyage began. The day was bright and filled with excitement as crowds gathered at the docks of Southampton, England. Passengers boarded, eager for the journey ahead. Among them were some of the wealthiest and most powerful people of the time, like John Jacob Astor, one of America's richest men, and Molly Brown, a spirited woman who would later become known as the unsinkable Molly Brown. The Titanic wasn't just for the rich, though. It also carried hundreds of emigrants, families seeking a new life in America, full of hope and dreams. The contrast between first class and third class was stark, but even the poorest passengers marveled at the luxury they were surrounded by. The first-class passengers dined in opulent dining rooms with crystal chandeliers and gourmet food, while the ship's gymnasium, swimming pool and smoking rooms offered entertainment fit for kings. Captain Edward J. Smith, a veteran of the sea and a man trusted by the wealthy elite, stood proudly at the helm. It was said that this would be his last voyage before retiring, a triumphant end to a long career. He commanded the Titanic with calm confidence, certain that nothing could stand in the way of their safe passage to New York. As the ship pulled away from Southampton, the crowd cheered, waving farewell to what they believed was the start of a peaceful, luxurious journey. After a brief stop in Cherbourg, France, to pick up more passengers, and another in Queenstown, Ireland, the Titanic set course across the vast Atlantic Ocean. Its final destination, New York City. For the passengers, life on board felt like a dream. Each day was filled with the delights of travel, walking on the promenade deck, taking in the fresh sea air, or enjoying afternoon tea in the grand lounges. The ship sailed smoothly, cutting through the waves as if nothing could disturb its steady progress. But beneath the surface of all this joy and luxury, nature was preparing a different fate. As the Titanic sailed into the colder waters of the North Atlantic, the temperature dropped, and whispers of icebergs began to reach the ship. Other vessels in the area sent warnings, radio messages alerting them to the danger that lay ahead. Yet, the Titanic sailed on. Most passengers were unaware of the messages being received in the wireless room. In the grand salons, the wealthy passengers sipped champagne, laughed and danced, while in third class, families and children enjoyed the rare comfort of warm beds and plentiful food. No one could imagine the icy giant lurking in the ocean's depths, waiting for the right moment. As the sun set on April 14, 1912, the Titanic sailed into the quiet, cold night. The stars shone brightly above, and the ocean was eerily calm, like a sheet of glass. The ship seemed unstoppable, moving forward with a speed and grace that made it feel like nothing could go wrong. But the warnings about ice were not just rumors. In the darkness ahead, a massive iceberg floated silently, hidden by the night and waiting in the path of the unsinkable ship. The Titanic, in all its glory, was about to face its greatest challenge, one that would turn the ship of dreams into a tragic legend. At 11:40 p.m., disaster struck. The Titanic collided with the iceberg, and a deafening noise filled the night. Panic erupted as the ship began to list. Captain Smith and his crew sprang into action, trying to maintain order as they sent out distress signals. Lifeboats were launched, but there were not enough for everyone. Out of the 2,224 souls on board, only 706 survived the icy waters of the Atlantic. The tragic loss included some of the wealthiest individuals of the time, as well as families dreaming of a new life in America. The ship's owner, JBruceIsmay, infamously claimed, "Even God himself could not sink this ship," a statement that would haunt him as the ship he believed to be unsinkable sank beneath the waves. The Titanic's legacy became a powerful reminder of the fragility of life and the limits of human ambition. From that moment on, the phrase "the unsinkable ship" became a tragic irony, forever linking the name Titanic to one of history's most haunting maritime disasters.